Look at that. Yeah. And every morning I've been getting up. I'll go out for an hour, walk, do something, come back, take, go to sleep or whatever again for the night, so I can get a good night's work in. The sun is whiter. There's none of this yellow tint. It's like it was always, it used to be yellow, now it's white, and to me it was always a yellow tint. But now it's white. It's brighter, it's white. I find that fascinating. I don't know why. It's just brighter. Everything's whiter. You go outside, it's like I'm under a halogen lamp. I mean, that's almost what it feels like. Heat-wise, too. How do you spell OxyClean?
OxyClean.
You're all, how come you always have to be right? Is that right, or is it different? Oh, you were guessing. It's a Y. It's not a Y. It's right there. It's an I. They changed it. Notice, the more people I talk to in this area about Mandela effects, it's not as... People just aren't as gung-ho about it. Like they were all into it. They would talk about it, get into it, answer questions, make jokes about it. Now, people aren't even asking me. I used to have people ask me all the time, hey, what's the Mandela effect? Because I'm always wearing a shirt. So, now I'm not getting anything. Nobody's asking. I've also noticed it's darker for some people. I've specifically noticed some people are really having rough times of it. I've also picked out 5 people that I think will be dead by the end of the year. Dead for me. Because the reason I even got on here was to say, hey, a lot of people I'm talking to have died, should be dead, did something that they could have died. And I was talking to somebody today that said, yeah, I've been thinking about it. I thought about that for a long time, that we're already dead and we just have other things to work out and we're going to finish out our physical reality. I can't seem to get out of Leadville. I'm here. Come visit and say hello. I just, it's just strange. It's not just not being interactive with the Mandela effect. There's more to this. And if that's the case, all right, great, I'm on the right track, because I feel like I'm trying to do things I need to do to change, to make things different. And it's not even a matter of trying. If you want to shift, change something. But is that where we are now? I remember back in 15, and when all those different things happened to me, I am quite sure I am dead on a timeline for a lot of people, and especially my family, because of the way they act towards me, the way they speak with me. Not just that, how often I see them. Now, granted, I moved, I've been moving since 2012, and I interacted with them, I'd say, on a weekly, monthly basis kind of thing for like 30 years, and then now, this is the longest I've gone without seeing my family. It's the longest I've gone without talking to my family. They call, they'll email me and like, why can't, how come I haven't heard from you? Why aren't you calling me? What? You got a phone? Pick it up and call me. I'm in the middle of the mountains and I work till 3 in the morning. So when do you want me to call you? I'm going to wake you up. But this was for a couple of things. Everything I mentioned people not being into the Mandela effect or really not getting it. It's like right after the eclipse, boom, nobody seemed to care. Even me, I almost take it nonchalantly now, but that's different. That's a whole nother video. Why, just like you did. I'm glad I spent the $250 on that. Well, it's either that or buy more cat toys. Cat toys are always fun. Okay. What if, and this is just a theory, just something I came up with thinking about it. I don't know how much I'm buying into it, just some thoughts. Someone dies around the age of 27. Okay, they go somewhere, let's say to the other side of the South Pole, living like kings, or whatever is going on over there. I mean, I thought, hey, maybe they're being eaten by the giants. I don't know if there's giants over there. There's some people out there that feel that way, or that they don't know what's over there and they want to check it out, find out. I mean, that's the whole thing. What's on the other side of the South Pole? Without getting into that, if they go there to perform with other performers who have died at the age of 27 or 30 or whatever. I mean, that's, all these young performers die. Like Prince. We'll say Prince goes over to the other side of the South Pole. And he's living there, performing and doing whatever. And he really dies. Why would they bring him back to announce it? Or are they just announcing it? They don't have to bring anybody back. They just have to announce it and show a picture of the guy. What if Jerry Lewis died in the 90s, went to the South Pole rather than dying, lived the rest of his life there, and when he really died, they announce it here? Really don't think that's what's going on. Just something that came to mind.
This olfactory apparatus, the nasal organ, is used when sniffing other cats.
So I'm going to take that a whole step further with the death thing. If, you pass from that physical reality and things become less dense. Each time you die, you shift into a timeline where you didn't die, wouldn't have died. Find a timeline, an infinite timeline where you didn't die. You shift into it. And with that, see, and what I'm getting at, okay, you die, it's still for you. At some point, it's only going to be for you. Maybe, theorizing here, when you're born, you're at your densest, and you grow up, and you die, so you lose a little, and you die again, you lose a little of the density. Is that a word? The more you die, the more you come out of it. I don't want to go there. Just, there's something wrong about that. Why bother experiencing it? Maybe you didn't want to and you were forced into it. I don't know. I think for the volunteers who wanted to experience physical reality, I think you'll probably go ahead and take your time and experience it. But what I was getting at is, this is just for me. If I've died and I've, moved on to another timeline and I'm experiencing things that I wanted to experience. I mean, look, I was in the casino business, moving up for 30 years in the casino business. And, I felt the changes. I didn't know it, but I felt the changes. And look, I changed my place of living, my job. I mean, I moved out of state. I just changed everything. I didn't know what I was doing, but it was the right thing to do, for absolute sure. Maybe the people I interacted with, I died for them, so I needed to get away from them, so I'm not interacting with them as much. Just theories. But when it comes down to it, this is all for me. This is where my consciousness is. This is where my dominant consciousness is. The other consciousnesses don't matter, but I figure they're off doing their thing in case I shift into them, and then I'll have, a whole memory of that timeline. And I do try and stay away from the solipsism, because I do believe all of you guys are with me. I am interacting with people physically. I am interacting with people on the computer through these videos. And I do believe, you're having responses to that, interacting with that as well, but in your own dimension. Regardless of what I do to you or to anybody else, it's about me. What I do to you is about me. Period. I didn't mean to do any symbols like that. That was weird. That was just natural. If I treat you bad, it's about me. If I treat you good, it's about me. It's about how I interact with that. It's about how I treat you. There's a guy in the other room that we butted heads right from day one. He's right in the other room, sitting there. They're chatting now after hours, whatever. And I'm thinking about him when I talk about this, because we butted heads immediately. He's all total alpha male, completely. And does he hear me? It's that's all I need. Because now I'm not going to back down. I'm going to stand my ground, especially when I'm behind this bar. I'm going to do my job. And it was just alpha right from the beginning. And we stopped. I did. I wasn't going to submit, but because it's my job, I ironed it out. And now we're amicable. Is that the right word? So this is a perfect example for me, because whatever he did, it didn't matter. It would upset me that he would come to the bar and expect his beer immediately and expect not to have to pay or talk about when he's paying, when I know I wasn't going to get the money for a week. And we don't do that here. You pay as you go. And I said, look, man, this is a business. Well, I said I'd take care of you. Well, look, I'm not. And this is one of those things I wouldn't normally get into. So I'm going to stop there. We butted heads, and now we're fine. The point is, it was how I interacted with that. It had nothing to do with him. And it shouldn't. It's about me. It was about how I interacted with that, and I wasn't backing down, and I was, peacock feathers and everything else. I mean, there's no point. And I would always take the defense as, hey, this is a business, you got to pay. Well, I didn't need to necessarily act like that. I could have somebody else take care of it if he didn't want to pay right away. But the whole idea was, it was about me. What did I learn from that? And it's funny because I keep thinking, well, I'm learning something from that, so I let it go and I make up with the guy, and hey, let me buy you a beer. And he comes in today and he fist pumped me, and I swear to God, if I didn't tighten up my hand, he would have broke my wrist. I mean, why do you got to hit me like that? We're supposed to be shaking hands. You guys out?
I'm out.
Hi, brother.
Thank you, dude.
Be safe, man.
You too.
You're drinking Blue Moon?
Yeah, I'm drinking a Blue Moon.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I know. I want to go upstairs and do what I'm supposed to do. Get into my element. Clean up time. All right. I'll edit the crap out of this anyway. All right, so that's that. It's about me. It's about you, from your perspective, and that's what really matters. Doesn't matter how.
What about how I feel?
Doesn't matter about how Eric feels, but only from his perspective. Hey, are we going to have another Mandela Effect party since the last one went so well?
Which one you want?
I was thinking Halloween, but it should be busy Halloween anyway. Should be busy that week anyway. I mean, Halloween. The holidays are usually big around here.
Oh, Morton's gonna cover always.
I'm gonna find a date where we're slow. There'll be plenty of rooms up here. Of course, they won't be able to drive up here because it'll be 6 feet of snow. I'm exaggerating. It's not
Plan it out.
6 feet.
I'll plan it.
You want me to plan it? How much time do I need to plan a Mandela Effect get together? That's my question. When I first got here, I'm a little ticked that I have no pictures of this thing. I'm going through some unexpected situations where people may be taking advantage of me, trying to manipulate me, and I am willing to help as much as I can when somebody needs something, but when it comes to the point that there's no respect and assuming things, and I took care of it because I was starting to really get angry and blow up, and I was down at the end of I'm down at the end of the bar, I'm sitting there having a drink, and I started yelling, not loud. Some people in the bar understood what I was going through, so the one girl down the end's going, shift, just shift. Listen, I did what was right for me. Some people might be hurt, but they need that. I'm not going to enable you, okay? You're not going to take advantage of me. You're sure as hell not going to manipulate me. And I'm not even sure if they knew they were doing it. I don't know. I mean, they might be the way they are, the way they were brought up. And at first it was fine, and then no. So this was a test for me, and I was really concerned about how I was going to feel after I took care of this situation. I really thought I was going to feel bad and walk around like, oh, why did I do that? I should have handled it differently. And no, I'm not. It was handled the way it needed to be handled, and that was the end of that. So, but I'm seeing it. This goes along with me noticing other people are having a lot of rough times on certain things. Since the eclipse, or before, or maybe a couple days after, a couple days before, whatever it was. Since then, the air, the ether, has gotten thicker. It's not. It's so not about chasing Mandela effects. It's so not about me catching a light in the sky. I may have saw something the other night, and I was pretty excited about it because it's been it's like August, September, a couple times during that time of year, and I saw something the other day. It wasn't quite the same. It wasn't an airplane, it wasn't an asteroid. It was something that was lighting up. It wasn't like on a timer. It wasn't it wasn't a certain speed or anything. So. But whatever it was, it got me excited. But it also got me thinking, if that was a star, which I don't think that was, I don't think some of the other things I've seen were stars or how we categorize stars. But I don't know what they were. I don't know what they are. I just know I'm at 10,000 something feet, and I'll go out at midnight, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and just stare at the stars. And they're so much brighter, they're so much closer, they blink constantly, and we're not talking the way it happened in 2015.
Although a couple of times throughout the last 2 years, every once in a while, usually around August, September, I get a glimpse of something. And listen, I've been back to eating meat. I noticed I was diagnosed with hyperglycemia through a psychic over the phone in 2006, 2007, 2006. And I took trace minerals and it was basically cured, healed, whatever. I stopped taking it. I was fine. I stopped taking it maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, probably right around when the Mandela effect stuff happened. And it wasn't like I was doing it on purpose. I just stopped buying it. It wasn't convenient for me to buy. And I've been fine. Had a little sugar, have a little sugar now and again, it doesn't matter, but then I stopped eating the meat. And I think that might go along with it because I was getting those feelings. I went a month and a half and I noticed those feelings come back. And it wasn't passing out and going into convulsions or anything like that. I'd have to lay down though for a good 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or get something in my mouth. I should carry peanuts or something. But anyway, going back to the trace minerals is going to be something I'm going to do, and possibly starting to stay off the meat again. Now, as far as the meat goes, I'm like today I didn't have any. Yesterday I had this, sandwich with brisket in it, and I felt so fulfilled afterwards. A lot of stomach problems going on around here recently, and a lot of people are assessing it to schools opening back up, kids going back to school. So everybody's got these stomach problems. Well, I don't get sick. And I'm having stomach issues. Nothing serious, but enough to, hold me up. I'm saying it's, because we shifted. My body's either my body's getting used to this timeline. No, it's my consciousness getting used to this body is what it is. I'm guessing here that, I ate differently in this timeline, in this body. Because I'm thinking, hey, maybe I did go straight. And the hyperglycemia is more predominant here. I mean, there'd be 2 times a day I'd have to actually lay down when the most it was ever was twice a month. How I would get that feeling, and if I wasn't eating right, and I vaguely ate right. I mean, but now with the experiment with all these things, I'm taking too many things out of my routine that my consciousness is used to, and it's affecting me. And I'm not going to say it in a bad way. I'm going to go off the meat again and just really overdo it on the eggs, protein drinks, and I'm going to get the trace minerals back. So we're hoping that take care of that. The air's, I want to say thicker. I'm just more aware of the change, people's attitudes. People have said things to me that I don't think they would have ever said. I'm different. I'm not taking crap. This was happening last month, but it's more now. It's heavier now. It's, I'm standing up for myself. As far as talking with people online who are making comments that I'm misremembering and that I'm an idiot. Usually when I get the idiot, look, I just delete it from my channel. I've been through this, and I really, I'm only talking to the people that actually stay on my channel, so it's pointless. But I left this one person up this time. I said, let me try it. They do not have to be affected. They do not have to agree with a damn thing I say. They just have to look at it from an open-minded point of view and not call me an idiot, not call anybody on my channel an idiot, anybody who's affected, any names at all. This person is a Christian, and they're calling me an idiot. God bless you. I felt sorry for them that they're telling me they understand the Mandela effect and then telling people they're wrong. And I'm not even telling them they're wrong. I'm telling them, hey, you might be in a timeline where the Mandela effect is bullshit. Okay, the Mandela effect may be this big weird conspiracy thing, might not be anything. Infinite timelines. Very possible. You know, I'm actually very grateful. Someone posted that they also are having problems with pinpointing Prince's death. And I felt really stupid putting that out because I do remember talking in 2016, late April, about the Prince Mandela effects, and I'm thinking, at least about the one, and I'm thinking it had to come up because he just died. And I'm like, yeah, but I still can't pinpoint it as he died in 2017. I mean, it was over a year ago when he died. And I'm quite sure it was this year, but it's not. In this timeline, and my memories are really sketchy. I try to figure, hey, where was my dominant consciousness when all this was going on? Apparently I was bouncing all over the place. And the whole time speeding up thing, I like it. I like that for me, that would be an answer. And I'm thinking if that's true, I really need to stay in the moment with my cats, with my work, with everything I do. And I can't wait around for people, So I picked up OxyClean and the White Rabbit. And I'm like, it's cracking me up because I enjoy going out and buying these things. It's really getting silly. I mean, my rock collections, my crystal collection is going to have to come down soon. And it's so funny because I don't have some of the obvious ones. I picked up this one book today. It's a $16 book. I'm like, I can get this for $5-6. As a singular, just to represent the Berenstein Bears. This thing was like a catalog of their books and stuff. I'm like, that'd be cool. But I don't need all that. And Mickey Mouse and Luke, I'm Your Father. I can get a lot of these things cheap online. I just happen to be out and see something and go, ooh, should I get that? Let me think. Like, I can't tell you how many times I came across the adult diaper Depend. I won't do it. I'm like, well, maybe if I buy women's brand, that'll work. I know I'm being stupid. Like Mickey Mouse, I've run into him all the damn time, and I'm not grabbing some of those. And it's like some of the other things I'm like running into, like Curious George books. I'm like, oh, I want to grab that. I like how strange it looks. And I'm like, man, I already got that $2 video I bought. That's enough. I also got a very nice email from a young lady who was telling me about her experiences and all. And she has me mailing her a t-shirt. So that made me think, if anybody else wants me to mail them a t-shirt, I'd be happy to. With the cost and with what's going on with the bar on it and everything. There's not making any money here on this. If anything, I'm trying to get the boss's money back for putting out the money for the shirts. And he says, don't worry about it. Next summer, they're going to go like hotcakes. Because that's the thing. Around here, it gets busy in the summer. And in the winter, it just slows down. I mean, we've sold a couple here and there, but I would have sold 10 shirts a day, a month ago. I just couldn't get them made quick enough. But anyway, send $25. That'll include shipping. I mean, unless you're out of the country, if you're in another country, it'd be cheaper for you to have your shirt made down the street, honestly. Just make up your own. But if you want one of these with Silver Dollar Saloon on it, Mandela effects on the front, Silver Dollar Saloon on the back, it'd be $25, include shipping in the United States. And look, I could lose money on that. I don't even know. If you want one without the Silver Dollar Saloon on it, just tell me the color, the size, and what kind of pattern you want on the front that you've seen. And it's going to take some time because those are special ordered for me, and he goes through the other ones first. So that would take some time, but I could probably get it to you. Was that idea? You just send me the money and your address, and I'll send it out that day. Or well, email me what you want and I'll start having it made. So this way I can get it out as quickly as possible. I also noticed with this email that there are people that are just getting into this. You know, I've been at it for a while, and the Mandela effect to me is the one thing that went commercial. And out of all the experiences I've had, you know, this is the one I kind of gear on because it's popular. Bunch of stars, if they did jump out at a bunch of people in 2015, you know, as far as I know, and a couple other people said, oh, thank you for that, you know, and I'm guessing that the same thing happening to them. Nobody's saying anything. If people have had conversations that didn't take place, you know, having characters in TV screens look at you, blurting out phone numbers that are almost 40 years old. I mean, these experiences, as mild as they may seem, some of them, didn't grow. I had many, many experiences that all point to our consciousness is what shifts through timelines, and that's how we experience physical reality. And we're kind of stuck in this pattern. And there's ways to lift the veil. And as much as experimenting as I'm doing, I saw something in the sky the other night, and I had meat. You know, so I'm like, well, you know, what was it? And, you know, I do think look, the orbs made an impression upon me to stop eating meat. And I did for a time and went back. And, you know, circumstances, I went back. And now I'm still in those circumstances, trying to tear myself away from it. And I explained all that stuff already, so I'll be getting to that. But it's all the experiences that have showed me that it's our consciousness shifting through time. That's how I'm interpreting it. And I've been seriously thinking about, wow, I want to help people with this because I'm a lot further along as far as the experiences and coming across the Mandela effects. And if somebody says, yes, it's always been Cheez-It, I know it's always been Cheez-It, I'm not going to jump down their throat and tell them they're wrong. You know, I'm going to talk with them and go, okay, it's always been. I'm going to explain what my interpretation of what is going on is happening, and I'd be able to help them. I'd want to have all the defined answers before I can help other people. But I could be a psychologist in Mandela effects and try and talk with people. And I think I would really enjoy that. I have no idea how to go about that. If anybody wants to email with their questions, email me, and I'll, you know, do the best I can. I guess that's a little off. That seems a little strange, but you know, that's how I've been feeling since. I'm like, wow, these poor people are going through the things I went through in September and October of 2015. The pain, the darkness that comes out, the darkness you have to face. It's very interesting. This little chit chat here is going way longer than I expected. I don't even remember what I said, but I've been wanting to talk and I haven't been able to. Here anyway.
Hearing is not that it can hear the squeaks of mice, but that it can hear human voices, in particular low-pitched male human voices.
Humor sound. Come, good boy.
Which the size of its head and the size of its ears, therefore, dictates that it shouldn't be able to hear.
I should really have this sound going throughout my videos. Perfect.